Good evening. Welcome to simplehomeandhearth.com. This is Esther, and I just wanted to do a part 2 on my scrap gardening experiment. We have had some pretty poor luck this season with our fruit. A blight got the raspberries. Japanese beetles killed one of my cherry trees that I planted. They also ate so many of the leaves on the bottom of the apple trees that before I finally got traps and caught them all, my Bing cherry has revived, but they completely killed the black Tartarian cherry. So the black cherry is required for pollination of the Bing, so I'm going to have to get another one and plant that in the spring. But also, although my plants have grown in my scrap garden, the little rabbits or whatever little critter is around here, as soon as they bloom and grow, they eat it. So the experiment is the seeds from the sweet peppers that I got at the store. The plants grew up very beautifully, but never bloomed, never produced. So I don't know if it's genetically modified not to reproduce. I think it might be. So I have plants, but no fruit, no harvest, no product. Let me just, the weeds have kind of taken over, and I did that on purpose because everything that did grow and start to fruit was eaten by rabbits and other little critters because I don't have a fence around my garden. B, a lot of them didn't produce. They just grew plants, greenery, but no harvest. So I just kind of let the weeds take over, and I will show you what the product looks like now. Okay, here are the sweet pepper plants that I planted. They've grown up nicely. You can see my red flag there marking them, but they haven't bloomed. They've been very, very slow to grow. And I don't know if it's because it's just the wrong climate here or what the deal is. I thinned some of them out, but they were just, so slow growing, and I couldn't see any blossoms. And so finally I just gave up on them. Looks like there might be some more here. Yep. Actually, looks like there might be some buds, right? I don't know. No, I don't know. I'll have to just let that keep growing, and we'll see what comes of it. If that's even the plant. Yeah, it looks like the same plant. There and there. I must have dropped some seeds or something. I don't know. I'm not real savvy when it comes to plant ID. I think that's peppers too. They look the same. But I will wait and see. That one looks like it's got some stuff on it, so I'll let it go. This is my onion. I purposely let it go to seed because I'm going to try to harvest the seeds. You can see the seeds are maturing. And this is my celery plant. And I need to just harvest that. It rained and it's getting really wet, so some of the leaves that are closer to the ground are starting to yellow and die off. I need to just cut whatever's left and call it a day. This is my Right here is, these are my melons. They're flowering, looking nice, but they look very young. There's no fruit on them. There's another yellow flower there from it. And as soon as they come up, like I said, the animals get to them. There's some more flowering cantaloupe, but for being so tiny and flowering like that, this late into September is not a good sign. And there's some more of the plant there. So there you have it. My scrap gardening experiment was a flop. But I learned a lot. I learned that we have a pretty high population of rabbits this year. Even the neighbors are commenting on it. I learned that if I want to have a garden around here, I'm going to have to fence it in. A, to keep the deer out of the property, off of the garden, and B, to keep the otters, the beavers, the what do you call them, raccoons, and every other little critter that likes to come around. We've got a lot of groundhogs, and so I need to fence it in. That's all there is to it. So either I completely fence it in and so nothing can get through, or I will put like an electric wire fence up just to see how that goes next year. I do know that our neighbors behind me, they have a garden set up with an electric fence, and it's helped, but the animals can still kind of step over gingerly and get through it without getting shocked and eat the plants. So yeah, lots of wildlife activity out here. So anyway, it is pretty cool today. Right now it's probably in the 50s, maybe 60s, low 60s. I have my jacket on because it's been such a warm summer that, you know, your blood gets a little thinner in the summer, and then your first really cool day, you feel chilled. So I have my light jacket on today because it's just before sunset and the temperature has dipped quite a bit. It got up to a high of 73 today, I guess. And right now it feels like it's in the low 60s, maybe upper 50s. So anyway, there you have it. Scrap gardening part 2. It's a no-go. Okay, so I do have one thing that is successful, and I'm going to turn around. This is my dill. I love it. I can harvest the leaves if I want to use it for herbs. And you can see it's tall. It's over 5 feet tall, and it's doing really well. This particular head right here is mature. Oh, and I can smell them. They're so strong. So I'm going to cut this seed head off right here. I'm going to wait until the stems that connect the seed pods are a little bit drier than what they are now. And then I'm going to cut this off and I'll harvest the seeds. I have a lot of seeds from last year, my dill, but I understand why they call it dill weed because it does just propagate and grow up on its own without having to worry about planting. And you can use the leaves and the seeds for all kinds of stuff. Here's one. You see where the seeds are pretty dark. They're ready to harvest. And the stems that attached to the seeds are starting to turn brown. This is going to be harvested the next day or two. So, hey, at least there was something I got from my garden this year, right?